All right, all right, all right, all right. Awesome, 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 awesome. Absolutely, guys. Fantastic. Just accepted just a couple more invites that are waiting in the waiting room. Fantastic, guys. Well, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's overview and presentation. Glad to see all the smiling faces. My name is Douglas Ford, coming out of Houston, Texas. Before we get things rocking and rolling and kicked off on tonight, why don't you guys just unmute yourselves and let me know where everybody's chiming in from. I'll go first. My name is Douglas Ford, coming out of Houston, Texas. Who else we got out there on the line? Just unmute yourself.
Angela Douglas, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Welcome, Angela. Welcome. Who else we got out there?
Bobby Jones.
Bobby Clear Lake, California.
Bobby, welcome, sir. I heard California in the house. Welcome, welcome.
Melbourne, Massachusetts.
Houston, Texas.
Absolutely. Houston, Texas, H-Town. Welcome. Who else we got out there?
Ian from
Canada.
Ian from Canada, my good friend. Oh, Canada.
We got it from Tampa.
Tampa, Florida. Welcome. Glad to have you. Who else we got out there?
Good evening.
South Carolina.
Okay, man. Hey, you know what? You guys can sing together, but you can't talk together. Who we got out there?
Dolores Morton from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, New York. Who else?
Good evening. This is Jonica Locke from Lexington, Kentucky, horse
There you
capital
go.
of the world.
There you go, Lexington, Kentucky. Like the way you came on in there. Absolutely.
Bob Harvey with Aiken, South Carolina.
South Carolina, welcome, welcome. Guys, man, we are just border to border all over the world, all over the United States. Glad to have
Mikhail.
Absolutely. I see you, Mikhail. Yes,
man.
sir. I got you. Welcome again, sir.
Elaine Curl, Clear Lake, California.
Oh, man, there she is, Elaine. Welcome. How you doing?
All good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, guys, let me go ahead and
Amina Carter, Harrisburg, PA.
Harrisburg, PA, welcome. Glad to have you. Absolutely. Well, guys, let me go ahead and get things rocking and rolling. I am just super fired up and excited, as always. The information that we're going to be hearing on tonight, it never gets old to me. And
Natasha Watson, one of Everton's downline.
Okay, welcome, Tasha. Glad to have you. Absolutely. But guys, I was just saying the information here never gets old. And I wanted to highlight this night in particular because this was actually one of the quotes when I first brought my allegiance to this operation. And this was this quote here by the gentleman by the name of Buckminster Fuller. He said this, that you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And ladies and gentlemen, the guests that are among us, of course, we're also streaming live in front of about over 1,000 people inside of our social media Facebook group, Predictable Cashflow Mindset, because we're taking over the social media airways, we're taking over the internet, and guys, we're gonna be taking over the world with what we got going on here. So I'm fired up and excited. Typically we have one of our leaders bringing the presentation, but I asked someone if they wouldn't mind just gracing us with their presence and with their leadership on tonight to be able to bring you the information. Let me stop my screen share here.
Oh, that's how much you can
Mute out
afford.
the lines here. Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, you're saying the other place is
Yeah, that place is probably gonna want to
Mute
sell.
out the lines here.
Yeah, I have to like tell you what is the total cost that I need to pay.
She needs you to help her pay her rent, that's why you live.
All right, now let me unmute myself. Okay. Believe you guys can still hear me. All right, good, good, good. Well, guys, as I was saying, I asked the gentleman to come and be a guest presenter on tonight. Really not needing any introduction. This guy, me and him have become real good friends through this project, literally met through this project. Did not know him prior to coming on board with this project, and I've been on board now going on a good 18 months. and he's become a friend to me. We call ourselves brother from another mother. Have a whole lot of respect for this gentleman, just in him just being a man and a leader, and just a brother. We have great conversation. We nearly talk almost every other day, if not every day, just ideas and where we want to take this project and having common vision. We can't wait to really see each other in person. His wife meet my wife and we go break bread together. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely someone who has 100% of the information, ladies and gentlemen. He's a former corporate executive, has been in the people-to-people space as a 6- and 7-figure earner. So, you know, he's no inexperienced person when it comes to leading groups of people. But one of the things that we like to say, you will not need to be guru qualified guests to be able to participate here and do very well. We have a real easy system where one is just doing 2 steps, but I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm just glad and just pleased. I'm probably blushing on the inside, maybe even blushing a little bit on the outside of him just taking the time out. I know his time is busy, and so I definitely want to thank him for doing this for us and our organization. And so, guys, I want to present to some and introduce to others, none other than my good friend, business partner, my brother from another mother, all the way out there in Toledo, Ohio, Mr. Greg Baldwin, sir. If you're there, the floor is yours. Take it away, sir.
Hey, man, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, man. I was really hyped all day knowing that I was going to be able to come and speak in front of the team that you're leading. And before I get started, it's really an absolute honor anytime that Douglas calls on me to do anything for him or with him, because he's a bona fide superstar. And I don't just use those words lightly, you guys. I've been in the people-to-people space for a lot of years. I mean, decades, if you will. And I've seen a lot of people come and go. I've seen some of the best on stages. I've seen some of the best leaders, trainers, things of that nature. And I'm here to let each and every one of you guys know that Douglas Ford is going to be in the history books as one of the greatest people in the people-to-people space. And I don't say that lightly. It's just that I have evaluated experience to know what I'm looking at. When we speak, we always talk about how can we do things and make things better for the people that we're working with. So for those of you that are under his leadership and his tutelage, consider yourself blessed because he's one of a kind. But having said that, you guys, I'm here to just share maybe about 20 minutes to 30 minutes of your time to talk to you guys from my head and heart to your head and heart about the most incredible project that hit this planet in many, many years. And in fact, I haven't seen anything quite like this in my life. It's not going to be any hype here whatsoever. I want to encourage the guests to really get to a quiet location. As I always like to say, please put your head and your heart on sponge and really listen to this with an outstretched neck, hoping that this is something that you've been looking for, because everything I'm going to share with you over the next 30 minutes makes 100% common sense. One of the things I will let you guys know, and what's so exciting about what I'm going to share with you guys, is that it's extremely simple, as Douglas alluded to. You don't have to be a guru to do this, okay? It's literally as simple as getting on an escalator. And you guys will understand why I say that here in just a moment. But one of the things that you will be compelled to do is complicate something that's so simple. I may be dating myself, but maybe some of you remember the Cabbage Patch dolls back in the day. They were so ugly, they were cute. You ever seen something so doggone ugly it's cute? I mean, this is how simple this is. You're going to be compelled to want to complicate it. I want to warn the guests, don't do that. Just keep it as simple as what I'm going to share with each and every one of you. And so I'm going to not belabor the moment. I'm going to dive right into this here real quickly. I'm going to share my screen with each and every one of you, okay? So let's go ahead and rock and roll here. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Okay. And like I like to say, we are officially off. Well, once again, you guys, I want to welcome you guys to what we like to call as a strategic partnership meeting. And what we're doing is we're looking for some serious players, individuals, organizations, people that want to help us build a member-owned global cooperative bank on the blockchain. And the emphasis on strategic. We're looking for people that seriously want to create wealth on purpose. What we're doing, you guys, is that we're leveraging artificial intelligence and financial technology. And we're literally building a global network. We're actually the ones responsible for building the plumbing worldwide, if you will. And for those of you that see value in helping us build this bank on the blockchain, what you're going to get in return is predictable, sustainable, ongoing residual cash flow that will make your head spin. You're talking to someone that's been involved in this particular co-op ecosystem for some time now. I've been able to generate close to $1 million doing this, received over 80,000 deposits. This is absolutely real. And that's with a 45-pound weight jacket on going uphill. This thing is about to go turbocharged, just flat out viral, okay? And what's so beautiful about this, it's 100% mutually beneficial for everybody that is going to participate with us. It really is as simple as getting on an escalator. And you'll understand why I say that here in just a moment. So one of the beautiful things about this, unlike things that you probably looked at in the past, we're not an investment platform, you guys. So there's absolutely zero gambling of your money. I'm sure some of you have been associated with some things that you had your hopes up pretty high, only for them to be rug pulled, okay? We're draining the swamp here. We got real teeth and utility here, so there's no gambling of your money. Our co-op wallet employs artificial intelligence, the promise of blockchain, and cooperative funding to create a private member-owned global bank. The exciting thing is that members can withdraw their deposits on a daily basis if they so choose. Absolutely zero holds on your money. If you make money today, you can withdraw your money tomorrow. And what we're doing is we're rebuilding the banking with better fundamentals, if you will. We're disrupting the financial and banking industry, no different than some companies that you're already familiar with, like Uber, for instance. They just created better fundamentals than the traditional taxi cab industry. They removed the need of a dispatcher or a middle person, right? And so they disrupted the taxi cab industry, made over $34 billion last year, but they don't own any physical cars. I want you to think about that for a moment. A lot of us grew up in a time where it was taboo to pick up hitchhikers, and Uber's created a whole new business model and platform picking up hitchhikers. Think about that for a moment. Many of you have heard of Airbnb, right? Better fundamentals. You don't have to worry about talking to a travel agent to get your hotel or hospitality taken care of. Airbnb disrupted the hotel and hospitality industry, made over $8 billion last year. But guess what? They own no physical property. The reason why you've been asked to come here and look at this information is because we're going to show each and every one of you with mathematical certainty how to cover your monthly bills and then some without the need of owning a physical bank or the need for bankers. This is the real deal, you guys. Now, having said that, we're going to show you how to earn escalating residual deposits into your co-op wallet on a daily basis. Remember, we're building the global network. I want you to keep that on the forefront of your mind. We're the ones responsible for the plumbing, if you will. We get to basically build and own the track without betting on horses, okay? And so here's how it works. We have what we call 2 smart step system. And because I've been involved in business for a lot of years, here's what I know about business, and you can take this to the bank. A lot of times people want to know what the secret is. There is no secret to success. There's only systems to success. And what we have is a 2-step system that, hear me very clearly, that anyone, and I mean anyone that can fog up a mirror can do. If you can type, you can win here. So let me show you how this works. So step number 1, as you see illustrated on your screen, what you're going to simply do is create 3 free co-op wallets. And that's simply entering a name, email address, phone number of 3 strategic partners. Once again, emphasis on strategic. People who purposely want to help us build the network and gain unavoidable, scalable residual cash flow, okay? Then you're going to come down here, prove that you're not a robot, and hit invite. And automatically, when you do that, you're going to create a back office dashboard and a co-op wallet. That's free. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to simply assign one $28 activation token to those 3 free co-op wallets. In other words, you're going to make those accounts go live. But we want you to do that in 7 days or less, one time, to those people who are willing to do the same thing one time. Yes, that one time, I need for it to hit you in the middle of your forehead like a ton of bricks. I'm busy. Many of you are already leading busy lives. This isn't something that you have to do and qualify for next month, next year. We're talking about a one-time execution. And your co-op wallet, based on how we have the system set up now, has artificial intelligence baked into it, will automatically assign a $28 activation token to your 3 strategic partners' co-op wallet, independent of your involvement. These 2 steps right here, these are the fundamental building blocks for building a global bank on the blockchain that's going to allow you to generate unavoidable, scalable residual cash flow for every digital asset after you. Did you guys hear what I just said? Every digital asset after you. And that's all it takes. These 2 steps right here, it works for 100% of people, 100% of the time. It's an exact science. Now, with our community, we're not big on selling or anything like that. We're a big fan of explaining and demonstrating. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to demonstrate exactly how simple this is. I want all the guests on the line to pretend that this is your account and you are your bank. And so we're going to go ahead and go into the back office so that you can see how this works. Now, this is an exact replica of a live account, okay? So we're going to go back here real quickly, move all this stuff out of the way. So we're in back of your back office, your bank. This is what it looks like, okay? We're going to go down here. Does this look familiar to you guys? Remember, first name, last name, email address, and phone number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few people that I saw out there. I'm going to go ahead and put their names in. So I saw Joe Davis out there. So let's just say Joe Davis happens to be one of your friends. And let's say this is his email address. And phone number. I'm going to come down here and prove that I'm not a robot, okay? Now I'm going to hit invite, but before I do that, I'm going to come back up here and show you guys something. You guys see here, 0 here. That's getting ready to change here in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and hit invite, all right? Now, when I do that, what's going to happen is automatically a free co-op wallet and back office just like this is automatically created for Joe Davis. But I want you to look at what's here, $11.75. What that represents, you guys, is if Joe Davis said, yes, I see this, I want to build my own global bank, I accept the $28 activation token from you, and it makes that account go live. And in exchange for that, as a thank you, you're going to have $11.75 directly deposited into your very own co-op wallet account as a thank you for helping us build the network. Make sense? Now, I could have put in all 3, but I want to do one at a time to help you guys see exactly how this works. So let me put in a second person. I saw Monica Allen out there. So let's go ahead and say Monica Allen happens to be one of your 3 friends, right? And let's just say this is her email address. And phone number. Going to come down here once again, prove that I'm not a robot. Guest on the line. Can you do this so far? You can type, right? Now, move this stuff out of the way. Going to come up here. Look, you're now up to $23.50. That's another $11.75. What that represents is if Monica says, yes, I'm in. This is too simple. I want to generate residual cash flow myself. I want to build a bank on the blockchain. And as a consequence, as a thank you, you get another $11.75 directly deposited into your own co-op wallet account from Monica saying, yes, I'm in. And I plan on turning around doing the exact same thing for 3 people one time. Let's go and put a third person in. And let's go with Angela. Okay, Angela Douglas. I think she's out of Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx originally, so it's good to have a fellow New York on here. So let's say this is her email address here. Make sure there's no other Angela in the system. So go ahead and say this is hers. And then we're going to come down here, prove that I'm not a robot. I'm going to hit invite. Okay. Let's get this stuff out the way. Let's go back up. And what do you see? More money. Now that's as if Angela says, I'm in, another $11.75 as a thank you, directly deposited into your very own co-op wallet account for helping us build the plumbing, the network, if you will, the track that we all own collectively. Now, guests on the line, do me a huge favor. Write down that 3525. That's the magic number. And you're going to understand why I say that here in just a moment. It's going to blow your mind, okay? Now, we come over here to your co-op team over here. You're going to see here we have Joe Davis, Monica Allen, Angela Douglas, right? But look what also was created. Registration keys, unique to them, was automatically created. These represent like your global check routing number, your global bank account number. How many of you have a global bank account? And if you know the registration key of anyone within our ecosystem, anywhere in the world, you can send them money in a 1/10 of a second, ladies and gentlemen, in any amount in a 1/10 of a second, right? Now, over here, your wallet's going to be here. You'll be able to see your balance once it goes live. You can add funds to it. You withdraw your funds as well. Once again, no holds on your money. So it's not just digits on a screen. You can literally withdraw your money. It's real money, okay? Member-to-member transfer. I always give the analogy, my barber, he's involved in this because he's 23 years old right now, and he wants to get involved in real estate, and he doesn't want to stand on his feet for the next 30 years. And so he wants to get cash flow so that he can buy rental properties, multiplexes, duplexes, things of that nature. And so he's involved. When I go get my haircut, I send him $42 from my co-op wallet directly to his co-op wallet, registration key to registration key. I don't use anything else but the co-op wallet to do that, okay? Your transaction history will be there as well, but you guys see it's grayed out there, okay? Any of the tokens that you end up buying, these are activation tokens. You can buy tokens. That's just how money moves on the blockchain, but it's real money. I want all the guests to understand that. It can be converted into dollars, pounds, 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗹, yen, and the like. It's real money. Now, I'm going to show you guys something here. We're going to go here, and I'm going to start showing you guys the money here in just 1 second here. I want you guys to see exactly how this works. All right? So now, I'm going to show each and every one of you how to meet and exceed your monthly obligations. If you guys see at the top here, it says your bills are subscriptions, right? And it's so true. A lot of times people don't really look at it that way, but that's all your bills are. It's no different than a gym membership, right? Or a Netflix account. It's a subscription. You set them up once and you have to pay them every 30 days, whether it's your mortgage, your rent, your car, food, shelter, all these things, right? So guests on the line, follow me here real quickly. Anyone that has $2,000 a month in bills, I'm going to show you with mathematical certainty how to cover that in the next 6 weeks. Please write that down. $5,000 a month in subscription bills, 7 weeks with mathematical certainty. We're going to show you how to go from that 35.25 straight to that in 7 weeks. $10,000 a month in 8 weeks. $20,000 or more a month in 9 weeks. What I'm so excited about, along with Douglas and a lot of the leaders, and we have a lot of bona fide people that's becoming a part of our community, that this is an exact science. And failure is impossible for anyone that uses it. Didn't say you have to like it, just use it. Didn't say you have to understand it, just use it, guys. No different than many of us don't understand electricity, right? But we know that when we flip on that light switch, we expect there to be light without understanding it. It's the same thing here. You don't have to like it, just use it. How many of us are going to jobs that we don't really like or have a passion for, but we do it anyway because we want that predictable paycheck? Well, we're going to show you how if you use this exact science, these 2 fundamental steps in teaching duplication, you're going to be able to have residual cash flow coming in that's greater than your monthly responsibilities. And based on personal experience, that's when you have 7 days of Saturday. You're able to wake up when you get through sleeping. I mean, I want you guys to just imagine living your life, doing what you want to do, and you have deposits daily going into your own co-op wallet account. That's how you can live your life with this. So let's show you how this works here. I want you to really pay attention here. I'm going to show you guys this predictable income escalator. So week 1, here's what you have to do, guys. You simply accept a $28 token that's going to activate those free accounts, all right, that the person that invited you here wants to give it to you. I want you to think about this. They would not have invited you here if they didn't want you to have it, if they didn't want to get wealthy with you, okay? So you're going to simply accept it. That's a painless deal. You're not going to lose anything by accepting it, all right? And then you're going to buy 3 $28 tokens, activation tokens yourself, and 1 NFT. Now, this NFT stands for non-fungible token. This is what's going to give you digital ownership rights. This is going to make your account willable, sellable. You can give it away. It is yours. And you can do that for a one-time out of pocket of roughly about $125. Because what you're going to do is you're going to simply assign 1 token each to 3 strategic partners during your first 7 days, one time ever, who will also do the same 2 steps one time. When you do that, you're going to receive $35 directly deposited into your co-op wallet. Remember, I showed you guys the demonstration. So think about it from this standpoint here. I did the demonstration so that you can see measurable proof. You don't have to trust the person that invited you here when we gave you measurable truth by doing the demonstration. We just rounded off the $25 to $35 for simplicity's sake. There's a $28 monthly subscription that's attached to this as well. That's just the cost of doing business. But the last time I did math, $35 is more than $28. Now your monthly subscription is covered. Everything after that, as this 2-step process is duplicated one time, is pure positive cash flow for you, directly deposited into your account. So here we go. Let me show you how this works. So when you go ahead and activate 3 accounts in your first 7 days, you only have to do that how many times? One time, right? You're going to receive $35. Week number 2 that you've been involved, right? But week number 1 for your 3 strategic partners, what are they going to do? They're going to activate 3 accounts as well. First name, last name, email address, and phone number, all right? And they're going to go ahead and get their activation tokens and 1 NFT. They're going to assign the tokens automatically. $35 they're going to receive. But when that happened, you end up to $47 unavoidably in residual cash flow. Now, guests, I want you to stay with me. I want you to see something very, very powerful here. From week 1 to week 2, you saw a $12 increase in your residual deposits, right? Now, $12 isn't a whole lot of money, but if you walk down the street and saw $12 on the ground, I bet you pick it up, number 1. But number 2, what did you do to receive that $12 increase in residual cash flow? Meaning you're going to get this 13 times a year, because our subscription is every 28 days. That $28 subscription is every 28 days. So because it's every 28 days, we get paid 13 times a year. Think about that, okay? Week number 3 that you've been involved, right? But week number 1 for these strategic partners here, they're going to activate 3 accounts. They're going to receive $35 just as demonstrated, just like everyone else did. But when that happened, your 3 strategic partners saw an increase. They went to 47. You're now at $96 in residual cash flow. That's $96, 13 times a year. All right. Let's go to week number 4 that you've been involved. But week number 1 for these strategic partners here. Now, mind you, you haven't done anything since week 1. Neither have these strategic partners. Neither have these strategic partners. But these strategic partners, it's their first week. They're going to activate 3 accounts one time, $35. And when that happened, instantaneously, everyone's residual cash flow deposits went up. You're now up to $258 in unavoidable residual cash flow. Unavoidable, meaning you can't get out of the way of the money if you wanted to. How many of you want to have that kind of problem that you can't get out of the way of the money if you wanted to by completing 2 simple steps that anyone that can fog up a mirror can do, right? Let's go to week number 5 here. But week number 1 for these strategic partners, they activate 3 accounts. They receive $35 predictably. It's with mathematical certainty. When that happened, automatically, bam, you're now up to $987 in unavoidable residual cash flow. That's nearly $1,000, 13 times a year. That's a $13,000 pay raise you gave yourself just in 5 weeks. But remember, you didn't do anything since week 1. Neither did these strategic partners. Neither did these strategic partners or these strategic partners. I want you guys to think about that. And if you're noticing the pattern here, Your strategic partners are 1 week behind you in unavoidable residual cash flow. Their strategic partners is 1 week behind them in unavoidable residual cash flow. And their strategic partners is 1 week behind them. It's an income escalator. You just have to get on the escalator and then the technology takes you up. All right. Who needs stairs when you have an escalator? Make sense? Now, this extra $1,000, we're talking about maybe a nice vacation that you can put money away for. That's what, maybe 2 car payments and insurance, maybe a really nice car payment, right? It helps. Okay. Let's go to week number 6 that you've been involved, but you haven't done anything since week 1. It's these strategic partners' first week. Keep that in mind. They do the 2 steps one time, activate 3 accounts, they receive $35. When that happened, automatically, look what happened. You're now up to $2,360 in unavoidable residual cash flow. Guess on the line. Remember when I told you for anyone that has $2,000 a month overhead and bills, we're going to show you how to get there in 6 weeks. I just showed you how to do that. $2,360. Now, I'm from New York originally, where the cost of living is sky high. Okay, I know Angela knows that. Anybody else from New York understands that. So same thing with California. But I now live in Ohio. $2,360 can cover most people's mortgage payment in Ohio. Can you imagine being able to help your closest friends and family members, maybe your church, okay, cover their mortgage payment for the rest of their lives? Think about that for a moment, right? And this is 13 times a year you're going to get this. Let's go to week number 7 that you've been involved, but you haven't done anything since what? Week 1. That's why I want you guys to look at the red as just one time, you guys, but the green continues to move up independent of your involvement. It's a predictable income escalator. They activate 3 accounts each. When that happened, bam, you're now up to $5,242 in unavoidable residual cash flow, meaning it's going to come the next 28 days, then 28 days after that, then 28 days after that, and 28 days after that, right? $5,242. Now, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, $5,242 is more than well over 90% of what people make at a full-time job. So for many of you, we've already covered, okay, your full-time employment that you're receiving a paycheck with $5,242. That's 7 weeks in. Now, keep this in mind. The numbers wouldn't change. This could be 7 days. We get to dictate how fast this goes. If it took everyone 1 day to activate 3 accounts, in 7 days, you can be there. It could be 7 hours. If it took you 1 hour and took everyone 1 hour, you can be there in 7 hours. We get to dictate how fast and how quickly we build this global bank on the blockchain. Let's go to week number 8. But week number 1 for these strategic partners, they activate 3 accounts, 1 time each. When that happened, bam, you're up to $13,423. For those of you that I said, if your overhead is $10,000 a month, we can show you how to do that. 8 weeks, there you have it with mathematical certainty. But once again, it could be 8 days. It could be 8 hours. We get to dictate this. The only thing that we have to do is get out of our own way. Let's go to week number 9 that you've been involved. But week number 1 for these strategic partners here, let's keep in mind once again, you haven't done anything since your first week. Neither have they, 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 neither have they. And all of a sudden, this their first week, they activate 3 accounts, they receive $35, but look what happens. You're now up to $48,298. Can we say unavoidable? Residual reoccurring cash flow. That's 9 weeks in. Let's go to week number 10 that you've been involved, but you haven't done anything since week 1. But this is their first week. They activate 3 accounts. Bam. $193,688 in unavoidable residual cash flow, you guys. Now, we can go even higher than that, but I don't want to overcook anyone's grits. I don't want to blow anyone out of the water. This is infinite. We're talking about doing something one time in order to receive infinitely all the time. There's no saturation point here. And the other thing is that this is bottom up, what we're doing here, because this is their first week, right here in week 10. But that's where you used to be. But look where you're at right now. in this example here. And so the same thing is going to happen for these strategic partners. As their 3 duplicates, they're going to go ahead and continue to rise up. The money just escalates and everybody predictably goes up the escalator as everyone completes the 2 simple smart steps one time. I've never seen anything in my life behave this way. You don't have to be educated about a weight loss product, a juice or lotion or anything. And I'm not here to knock those things. I'm just saying that they have a shelf life. They can get saturated in the marketplace. One thing that's never going to get saturated is residual cash flow, right? So this thing is a rocket ship straight to the top, and it continues to go up and up and up. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a different perspective here. All right. So that you guys really understand what I'm talking about here. So you're going to go ahead and activate 3 accounts one time. All right. You're going to assign the token to 3 people one time, but they're going to get their 3 activation tokens in NFT as well, right? It puts them on the escalator. When they get on the escalator, you're at $35. That's directly deposited into your own co-op wallet account. When these 3 strategic partners turn around and do the exact same thing and put 3 people each on the escalator, it's going to push them to $35. But it's going to also push you to $47. And as this 2-step process gets duplicated, that's paint by number simple, everyone simply goes up the escalator to their goals. All you have to do is create 3 free co-op wallet accounts: first name, last name, email address, and phone number. Assign tokens at 3 and 7 days or less one time. This is 100% a choice and not a chance. I'm blown away by the simplicity of this. Finally, we have the opportunity collectively, anyone that can fog up a mirror, anyone that has an internet connection can align themselves with this project here. Now, I'm going to go back into the back office real quickly because I want you guys to understand the unavoidability, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and take one of these individuals here. Let's go ahead and take, I'll take Angela Douglas, okay? Let's take her account. I'm going to log out of this one. I'm going to log into hers, okay? I'm going to sign in. You guys see here, your bank is the enroller. These are the terms and conditions. I'm going to just move all this stuff out of the way here. Confirm and proceed. Close this out. Now we're in Angela Douglas's back office. You guys see 0 here. Going to come down here, and we're going to put in a few names here. So I saw Tanya Fulton out there. All right. So let's say Tanya happens to be one of her friends. Let's say this is her email address and phone number. I saw Andre Donaldson out there. Let's say Andre Donaldson happens to be one of her friends. And let's say this is his email address. And phone number. And then I saw a Buck Harvey out there. Let's say Buck happens to be one of her friends. And let's say this is his email address. And phone number. I'm going to come down here to prove I'm not a robot. I'm going to hit invite, okay? Close this out, go back up, and what did you notice? That magic number 3525, predictably, and for everyone that activates 3 accounts, this is what's going to happen. I mean, I want you guys to think about that. Would you invest? And even though this is not an investment platform, but you're putting money into something, so would you invest $125 one time to make $13,000 a month residually in 8 weeks, and you'll get withdrawable evidence along the way? Who would not do that, right? So let's go back to your account. Remember, you were your bank. So we're going to leave Angela Douglas's account. That was one of your 3. She's at 3525. Let's go back to your bank, the very beginning. So let's go back to your bank. And let's see if your money went up just from one of your 3, Angela, activating 3 accounts, right? Move this out of the way. So we're back at your bank, and look what happened. You went from $35.25 to $39 independent of your involvement, simply because Angela, one of your 3, activated 3 accounts. Had all 3 done it, it would have been 47 as advertised. You see here, you have the same 3 people, Angela, Joe Davis, and Monica Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it works. I've never seen anything behave like this in all of my life. And so this is just phase 1 in terms of what we're doing. All you have to do is simply get on the escalator and then find 3 people that want to escalate their residual cash flow by helping us build the global network. We're connecting these wallets globally. We're responsible for building the plumbing. And guess what we're going to be able to do once we do that? We don't have to take our interest-bearing loans from a bank, because we're going to be getting our residual deposits to buy houses and land and mortgages and anything that we need. This is 100% a choice and not a chance here. It's predictable, okay? So if I didn't do a good job, hopefully this makes sense to you, but if I didn't do a good job because maybe I talked too fast or whatever the case may be, I want to encourage you guys to go to our team hub. That's smarterthanmoney.com. When you go there, there's another recorded overview, some testimonials there. You see here, these are some of our global members here, not all of them, but just some of them that have decided to get on the escalator. All you have to do is say, yes, I want to get on the escalator. And I know 3 people that I want to have get on the escalator with me, because I can't think of anything better than you getting wealthy. And that's 3 of your closest friends or family members to get wealthy with you predictably. Okay. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. What I want to do at this moment in time is I just want to open up the room just for some for any questions, any Q&A, anything that people may have a thought or anything that they want to share, or any questions that they may have. Please fire away. We love questions. Anyone have any questions out there? I see something in the chat there. I believe so. Okay. One question. Rufus Reddick, did you have a, okay, fantastic. There you go.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Excellent, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm awesome. I'm glad I came to this Zoom overview here, because my sponsor didn't tell me all this. He told he told me to do one thing and that was it. I'm like, what else? He ain't say nothing else. Okay. So I'm glad I learned that what he need me to do is purchase 3 tokens and an NFT for 125, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I get 3 more people that's willing to do that. Now, I just need to clarify what this is. This is a global bank on the blockchain. Did I hear that?
Yep, that's what we're building. So just to give you some background in terms of myself when I got involved in this, because I understood where blockchain was going. And for those that's new to this call, understand this, everything is going blockchain. Everything is, from stocks, commodities, real estate transactions, currencies, everything is going to go blockchain. So basically this is an Ethereum blockchain wallet. And I saw a way for us to come together along with Douglas and other leaders for us to be able to build a bank on the blockchain with better fundamentals, no intermediaries, whereby we're actually making micro loans, if you will, in the form of those subscriptions to each other. And it builds up the residual deposits that allows us to behave just like a bank, but with better fundamentals.
Okay, that sounds good. I had a question till the baby started crying.
It always happens that way. I got you.
Hey, I appreciate that. So now once this build up, we withdraw, we deposit in crypto, or how do we deposit and withdraw?
Fantastic. Great questions, both of those questions. So let's talk about, in terms of getting your tokens, we accept over 120 to 150 different cryptocurrencies. And it's not for speculation. It's just to purchase the tokens, because that's just how money moves on the blockchain. So we don't care if Bitcoin goes through the roof or we're not doing meme coins and none of that stuff. No gambling here. It's just to open up the accounts. When it's time for you to withdraw your money, You're going to withdraw your money from your wallet to your, Coinbase account or your crypto.com account. No different than those of you that have a PayPal account or a Cash App account. You have your bank attached to your PayPal or your Cash App account, right? So when you want to take money out of their ecosystem and put it into your bank, you can do that flawlessly. It's the same thing here. Co-op wallet to your Coinbase account to your bank account, spend it as usual.
Okay, that sounds good. So whatever I used to deposit, that's what I get back when I withdraw. Like if I deposit using USDT, TRC20, that's what I get back.
It's going to be great question, USDC.
Okay, USDC. Gotcha.
Yep.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that.
Hey, great question. My pleasure, man. Welcome to the team. Okay. Anyone else have a question for me?
Can you hear me, sir? This is Joe Davis.
Yeah, Joe, how you doing, man?
All right, my brother. It's Joe Davis, Oakland, California. Man, I am loving this. I am loving this. But one question, when people come in, they can get their free spot. But if they do not go ahead and pay their money, will they lose the residuals that's coming in behind them?
Great question. So here's the deal with that. We put things in place to cover that, right? So the intent is to give people the token, right? But in order for us to do that, people have to put skin in the game. We're not talking about lip service here, right? So when we say strategic partners, you're only going to involve strategic partners, meaning they intend on turning around and identifying 3 strategic partners themselves. So they're going to go ahead and get their activation token in 1 NFT, all right? And when that happens, automatically the system on your behalf, Joe, is going to send them an activation token just as advertised. So that way you're not just giving anyone an activation token and they do nothing whatsoever. They don't have any skin in the game. Did I answer your question, Joe? Did we lose Joe?
Like he's still there, but he muted himself.
Okay.
Joe, are you still there, Joe? There you go.
Yeah. I think I got it. But like, if I'm giving them a token, they're going to be in the game. But I can't give 100 people. I put 100 people in this thing.
No. I mean, the way the math works, you'll want to. Let me give you this example. 3 is the magic number, but you're going to be compelled to do more than 3. And I always give the example like cancer, for instance. If you had the cure for cancer, you would tell anybody that had cancer, hey, I got the cure. You wouldn't even hold it to yourself. We got the cure for people's financial cancer here. So you're going to be compelled to tell more people about this, but you're only looking for strategic partners. This isn't a gifting program. This isn't susus. This is none of that stuff here. There's no rotation. There's no cycling. What we're doing is building the bank. And all a bank account is nothing more than a building that houses what? Digital wallets. You guys get that? That's all a bank is. Cash App is a digital wallet. PayPal is a digital wallet. Okay? So that's all we're doing is connecting wallets all around the world so that we can do other things together as a global community. There's land for sale all over the world. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure. Hey, Angela.
Hi. So then we're going to need a Coinbase account.
One more time, Angela, I apologize.
We're going to need a Coinbase account?
Correct. Absolutely. Coinbase account or a crypto.com account, something along those lines, because you want to have your money come through Coinbase to your bank to spend it as usual.
Okay.
Okay.
Because crypto.com is not in New York.
Right. New York is
Robinhood.
Yeah. New York
and I think Webull.
Would you say
okay.
Webull?
Webull?
I think I've heard of that, but I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, Webull and Robinhood. That's what we have here.
Okay. There should be a different way that you can go ahead and get your money. As long as you can get it to some kind of crypto exchange and get it to your bank, you should be able to withdraw your money. I'm not familiar with the rules and laws in New York around that, but we'll get that answered for you.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have a question before I go ahead and show you guys something else real quick?
Yes, I have a question. This is Ida from Tampa. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Ida.
I'm excited, you guys. I'm so happy I have Miss Abby sitting here with me and a couple other people.
Fantastic.
My question is, if something should happen to me, what would happen to my account?
So what you want to do is have something like a trust or a will in place. Make sure they have access to that information, you know, just like you would anything else, you know, whether it's your, you know, password information, things of that nature. You want to set that up for your family, you know, should something unfortunately happen prematurely.
Okay. And how many accounts can you have? Because if I have a business account, can I do a business account and a personal account?
You can, but I wouldn't do that because remember, you're going to be responsible for, you know, activating 3 strategic partners, and that's just going to make more work for you. You can make so much more. You can make so much money with 1 account that there's no need to open up 2 and 3 accounts.
All right. Thank you. I'm only going to do 1 account, you guys. That's it.
All right. My pleasure, Ida. Co-op Ian, is that my man Ian out of Canada?
I believe it is.
Yes, sir. I changed my handle on here.
How you doing, brother?
Good, good. So it was sort of the same question as that other fellow. I think it was Joe asked there, but I'm just going to ask it a little differently. If somebody underneath me and their membership expires, and then they have somebody that renews or comes in, do they lose that commission?
Depends on what level.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing: if it lapses, when you say expired, meaning it lapses, then
yes,
they lose. Yeah, they lose commission.
Okay, so if it lapses, where does that commission go? To the next person up?
Yeah, they'll go get compressed up. They'll find its way up like water.
Okay, because that happened on today with one of my teammates. One of my guys brought in somebody and he helped fill one of his people up, and he paid it forward for him. But the guy he paid it forward for him, his membership lapsed, and I didn't know if he got his commission or not. So he asked me. I said I'd find out. So
yeah, it goes right up, and if it doesn't, just let us know. But yeah, that's exactly how it works there.
So basically, just stay active and you don't miss nothing. You don't leave money on the table then.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, come on. We're talking about $28. I want you guys to think about this for a moment. You don't want this to lapse you don't want to let your electricity go out, right? You're not going to let your electricity bill lapse, your rent payment lapse, your mortgage payment lapse, right? This is better than any insurance policy, in my humble opinion. Okay, this is not financial advice, but this is better than any insurance policy you can think of, because you can live off of the proceeds right now and then give it to your offsprings when you transition. Okay, so don't let it lapse. That's the last thing. And then the education that you guys are going to receive as well. I need you guys to understand this. We're big on education, and the reason why, because Douglas and I, we talk about this a lot. People miss out on opportunities because they don't have financial education. We're not taught anything about money in schools and institutions, right? And that's not just some oversight, it's by design. So what we do is we take the time to teach people what we know about money so they can make better decisions when it comes to business, things of that nature as well. So the $28 is nothing, you know, so don't let it lapse. It's as simple as that. It can change your life. Okay. Let's see here. Rufus, did you have another question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Greg.
Yep.
Okay, so the $28, I'm gonna pay that monthly. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
plus the 125.
Yeah, your call wallet will do it. So as it'll like automatic bill pay, it'll automatically withdraw the $28. You don't have to think about it. As your account is growing, once your 28-day cycle comes around, it'll debit your account $28, keep you in the cash flow.
Okay, and that's why it's important what you said earlier. The 3 people that we put in, make sure you strategically put them in, because after you put those 3, you can't put in somebody to replace them until they fall off, right?
No, or you can. You can do that as well. So let's say, for instance, somebody, quits. And I don't even like talking this way, because the mindset shouldn't be, why would you quit? I mean, come on. This is just, it's ridiculous. But let's just say somebody quits for whatever reason. You can take over their account and put somebody in there that is willing to build strategically, or you just find somebody else and put them into the cooperative, and they'll fall in the cooperative somewhere, so you can just replace them that way as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Greg.
My pleasure. It's iPhone. I apologize.
Hi, this is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Out of Oakland, California. I signed up under Joe Davis.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
That's my partner. Okay, so I'm trying to get some clarity. Okay, so I heard $28 and then I heard $125 and things like that. So can you make it plain so I can, tell some folk and get them on the next Zoom and, but they want to be nosy. They're going to want to know something. So, and I'm just not clear on, am I paying $28 to get started or $125 to get started?
Well, it's going to be the $125. What we have is called a pay it forward strategy. And what that does, it removes the odor of recruiting, right? Because it's easier to give than it is to ask someone to give you money, right? So so what we do is you get your 3 activation tokens and NFT with the intention of giving the $28 activation token to 3 people who are willing to just turn around, do the exact same thing. How many times though, Lisa? Are they just one time, right?
I got it. Okay.
Right. So it ends up, and so the subscription is $28 a month, but when you give it forward to those 3 people, we say in 7 days or less, because that's we want to move quickly, but we really want you to do it before your 28-day subscription comes back around again, right? Because we want you to have money in your account to offset your overhead in the form of a subscription, and so that you can just continue to make that unavoidable escalating residual cash flow. Right?
Okay.
The other thing,
so I can do that. I can pay that $125 on the platform, right?
Yeah, your Joe and whoever else will show you exactly how to go about doing that in our back office. Smarter Than Money, we have tutorials there, so we'll show you exactly how to go about doing that as well. So you're not going to be out in the dark when it comes to that.
Okay, and then Joe probably knows how to hook it up to because I do have a Coinbase account.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for the question. Okay.
Yes.
Elaine, how are you, superstar? Always
I'm good, Greg. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks.
Good. Okay, I have a question. Douglas has addressed this before, but I still get people asking this question. So if you could explain it again. For some reason, people aren't grasping the fact that they keep asking me, okay, if I take 1,000 out this month or I take 500 out this month, what happens to my money? I'm like, okay, well, just like a bank, you took it out, but unlike a bank, this comes back to you. It's like the next month, as long as those people are active. So can you explain to people why this is residual and what happens to their money when they take whatever they want to take out of their account?
Right. So basically, everyone has a $28 every 28-day subscription, right? So you want to look at that like microloans. And I'm going to show you guys something here in just a moment, because I want to do a apples to apples comparison to give you guys perspective. So let's just say you built your team up and, you got $5,000 in your account and you want to take out, $1,000. So what? Take out that $1,000. The next month, if you're at $5,000, you're going to get that $5,000 again, plus whatever happens in terms of new people coming into your cooperative. The only thing that you have to do is keep that $28 in there just to keep your part of the cash flowing going. Because your $28, if you guys don't understand this, your $28 every 28 days, it pays 10 people residually. I want you guys to understand that. Your $28 subscription gets broken up and hits 10 people's account every 28 days. So all those $28 subscriptions, all right, get accumulated in your cooperative and pay you every 28 days. So check this out. Many things like real estate, you may get paid once a month. network marketing maybe once a month, unless it's a binary once a week, right? This is different. Do you guys understand that? Let's say you got signed up today, you signed someone up today, right? And then 28 days later, you're going to get paid what you got from signing up those people that you signed up today, plus whatever happens in your cooperative that day, that specific day. So let's say it's another $100. 28 days from there, you're going to receive another $100, just like you did the month before, plus whatever happens on that day. What I want you guys to understand is that you can make residual cash flow every second of every minute of every hour of every day. Throughout my day, I can refresh my screen and there's more money being deposited into my co-op wallet because people are building their bank on the blockchain. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. It really, really is. I mean, let me do this real quickly. I want to show you this. Doug, I'm about to, if I was to show you guys how I felt on the inside, I always say this, you guys will question my sobriety. Okay. Let me show you guys this real quickly. Okay. So you guys understand how the payout works. So when 1 earns deposits, 10 earns deposits. So what I want to do real quickly also is I want to put the kibosh on the whole pyramid mindset that people have. Let me share this with you guys. Having a pyramid mindset is keeping a lot of people broke. Charge what I'm saying to my head and not my heart. I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm just here to defibrillate people to get out of their own way, okay? Here's the deal. We're not a pyramid. We're inverted. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say this is you. You activate accounts. You're going to receive money into your co-op wallet, right? When you did that, receive money, 9 other people that were in line ahead of you on the escalator saw an increase in their residual cash flow. So it escalated them up, right? So let's just say you brought Doug in. Doug activates accounts. He makes money. But when Doug made money, guess what happened? You made more money. The 8 people that were in line in front of you saw an increase in their residual cash flow. Their cash flow escalated up from Doug activating accounts. Doug introduces a church. The church activates accounts. They make money. When that happened, Doug made more money. You made more money. 7 other people that were in line before you saw an increase in their residual cash flow. Church introduces Beverly, one of their parishioners. They see it because they know it's going to help them and the church. So they activate accounts. They made more money. They made money. The church made more money. Doug made more money. And you made more money. And 6 people that were in line before you saw an escalation in their residual cash flow. They don't know Beverly. They don't know the church. They might not even know Doug. Beverly introduces her brother, but her brother lives in a different part of the world, different time zone. He lives over in, let's say, Europe somewhere. He gets involved, activates accounts. When that happened, Beverly made more money. The church made more money. Doug made more money, and you made more money. The brother introduces his church over there in Europe. Church activates accounts. They made money. When that happened, the brother made money. Beverly made money over in America. The church over here in America made more money. Doug made more money, and you made more money. Church introduces Linda, one of their parishioners. They want to help the church and themselves. They activate some accounts. They made money when that happened. Bam, you just made more money when that happened. And this is from Linda over in Europe. The likelihood of you ever knowing her or meeting her is slim to none. Linda introduces Bridget. Let's say Bridget lives in South Africa, right? She activates some accounts. When that happened, bam, you just made more money, right? You have a global bank now because of this. Bridget introduces her good friend Belinda, lives over in Asia. Belinda activates some accounts. When that happens, bam, everyone just made more money. Belinda introduces a charity over in Asia. Charity activates some accounts, bam. Everyone just made more money. So if you notice, this is a bottom-up deal. This is not top-down. This is what decentralization does. It busts up the monopoly, the piñata, if you will. You see all this room at the top for everybody to rise up the escalator? It's not the top-down pyramidal structure like at your job, where it's a centralized authority at the top making all the rules, and someone has to die or get fired in order for you to escalate up, right? And you see, there's no room at the top in a pyramid. Look at all the room at the top here. So we're literally talking about strategically escalating partners' residual cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. This is 100% a choice and not a chance. All right? Give you guys a different perspective here, then I'm going to go ahead and entertain a couple more questions. Right? So when you look at a traditional bank account, right? Banks own and control our deposits. Did you guys know that? That when you put your money into a bank, it's no longer your money. It becomes their money. But they're not in the business of just holding your money. They're in the business of making money. So they loan out all of our deposits at interest without the need of our permission, because it becomes their money when you put it in a bank account. So they loan our money out. And in return for them loaning out our money, they keep the residual cash flow from the monthly loan repayments. Make sense? That's how it works. They get all the cash flow. Now, let's talk about us. We own our deposits. It's an asset, because when one receives, 10 people receive. We microloan, okay? I put that in quotes because it's a subscription, but just to give you guys perspective. Our $28 subscription to 10 members in our cooperative every 28 days, right? In return, we receive escalating residual cash flow from our microloans we make with our subscription. No limits on daily withdrawal amounts. No limits on monthly withdrawals. This is better fundamentals. We basically remove the middle people out of the equation, and all that revenue comes into our hands, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want you guys to understand, okay? Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Make sense, Doug? I've never seen anything quite like this in my life. The only way a person would not do this is if they're just defending their right to stay in their current financial situation. And it makes no sense. And I'll leave this with you guys, and then I'll turn it back over to your fearless leader, Doug. Is that any guests that's on the line? Typically, we don't do this, but I want to personally invite you, and you get the information from whoever invited you here. That's already a part of our cooperative, to our locker room training on Saturday that we have at 12 o'clock noon. You guys are going to get a first-class understanding of why we're so unique and different, and how we fit into the global scheme of everything. And I'm sure that once you look at that, you'll have a much clearer idea of what it is that we have our hands on here. Okay, so I want to welcome you guys to that on Saturday. Typically, that's a closed door session. We call it locker room for a reason, because we get into it. You know, we move furniture around, we say things people may not like sometimes, but we only do it because we care about people winning and being successful. So you're welcome to that. D Ford, I'll turn it back over to you, man. Thank you for the time, man. It's always a pleasure coming and speaking with your community, man. Love the energy as always, man. Appreciate you, doctor.
Hey, man. Wow. Still trying to process it all. I swear it never gets old, and just to hear it broken down to that degree, again, it just illuminates just what we have our hands on, folks. I mean, we control the bank. We control the bank. We're literally just really physically printing money. Like literally when people refresh their screens tonight, it's going to be more money in their account. They didn't do no work.
Every second of every minute of every hour of every day. I mean, think about that. I mean, I'm a living testimony to it, you guys. And we don't get on here. We don't be bragging about what we doing, how much money we making, because we don't want to do enticement. And that's not what this is about. All right. There's a great deal of money on the table here. The banking industry has created more millionaires than any other industry on the face of planet Earth. We're doing that with this one here, you guys. I'm sorry, Doug.
No, you're good, bro. Man, look, hey, you can cut me off anytime, when you're laying just information out like that, because, it's letting people know, I mean, this is the real deal. No rug pulls, no crypto trading, no gambling, no speculating. We're literally, just, printing the money here, just doing 2 simple steps that everyone just does one time. And so I give it back to you, man. Thank you so much for your time and sharing with us, and just, laying it out as you have done. Just even going even further, just, the typical overview, just so we can see it. And of course, I know people are going to be asking, is it recorded? It absolutely is recorded. It's actually in the Facebook community as well. You can, tag friends and family or whoever your guests or even prospects that you invite into the community. And we're actually working on, just let you know, developing another community where we're bringing the whole Smarter Than Money. So I'm just letting the cat out the bag a little bit, but just let you know, we'll be expanding this because we can utilize social media in a very effective way and just get the word out, okay? And so it's a very, very awesome tool when it's utilized properly. But to all the leaders, to all the guests, get back in contact with the person that invited you. There's really nothing else to be said. Just accept the token that they're going to send you. And literally, when you accept it, social proof is coming to everybody else that was in line prior. And that's the same way it's going to happen for you. So with that said, guys, we like to conclude every time we come together. We just don't want to see each and every one of you at the top, but we definitely want to see every last one of you all the way over the top. Take care. God bless.
God bless everybody.
God bless.